when before they were the ones winning. The ones that were frugal and not spending money, they were the ones winning. But now when you save money, you're losing.
Yep.
Because the bank is not giving you any kind of interest rate on your money.
They really are not.
To keep up with inflation. They don't want your money. They want to lend your money out.
Well, they gotta have it to lend it out, don't they?
No.
The banks don't?
Nope.
You need to cash out.
That's one of the reasons 2008 happened and all these banks collapsed. Because they lent out more money than they actually had. By a lot. Like 10 to 1.
I do remember hearing stories about my great-grandfather not believing in the banks.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have money hidden like all over his house. So like
right.
in random spots that no one like would think of, I guess. And they found it, obviously. I don't know if they found all of it when he passed away, but I'm sure they're still finding money down the line.
So when
then your grandpa had all his money in metal.
That's right. What's that called?
Really
but what asset class is metal?
Oh, resources.
It starts with a C.
Hold on. What's the next letter?
O.
Commodities.
Commodities, that's right.
I don't know why I could not remember that word.
So he was actually investing in commodities, but the thing about his commodity is he was getting his commodity for free.
Mm-hmm.
He was picking up junk from everywhere.
Right.
Stripping it to its basic parts until he could take it to the dump and get paid for the parts.
Nah, he put it in the backyard.
Yeah, and every week he was taking some to the dump and getting money for it.
Oh, okay.
But he got all that stuff for free.
Oh, but he used his time.
Right.
So really, he was utilizing the money when he was alive, obviously, but then when they went and probably cleared out the backyard and cashed it in, then everybody kind of got money from that, probably. So he that was his leaving something to.
Because one man's junk is another man's treasure.
That's true.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I was somebody's junk, and now I'm your treasure.
Mm-hmm. Throwing you back in the ocean and let somebody else find your ass.
What? That's rude. I was in the street, not the ocean.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
But yeah, so investing in commodities is one way to hedge against inflation.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he did, yeah, for sure.
Which you can see on our previous video. If you haven't watched that, go to episode 17. Our episode on hedging against inflation.
Mm-hmm. Back to personal finances.
Yeah, so there's religious difference in how you should proceed with your personal finance, which is why it's not taught in school. Right? Because that's a separation.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, that's a separation of church and state.
That makes sense.
All right?
I just think... Go ahead.
So... But then the problem is that things changed and nobody was aware that it had changed. And the ones that were aware, their riches did this, while people that were working for money and saving, their riches did this. So now you have a huge gap between people that work and save money and the people that invest.
And don't really work as hard. Because they don't.
Because in America, you've heard this all your life. Work hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you work hard, you'll succeed.
He was brainwashing us.
Right? But no, I mean, that's the old school mentality before 1971. Like, if you work hard in America, you will do well.
I mean, and that's still true.
It's still true to an extent.
Yeah. But
there becomes a certain point where you can't work but so many hours in a day.
Right.
You can't work but so many hours in a week.
True.
So you have to find a way to make your money work for you.
Yeah.
And not lose value over time. Right? So that's where investing came in.
But that's also gambling to a certain extent as well.
Certain religious beliefs believe that investing in bonds and the stock market is gambling. So then what can you invest in that's not considered gambling?
Commodities, right?
Commodities. All right. What else?
Real estate?
Real estate. But what's the problem with real estate?
Is that
Real estate uses
a loan?
a loan.
You have to get a mortgage.
Debt. Which
But-
is also against a lot of people's religion.
But those people who saved up can get a house if they want to and pay cash for it.
That's if the cash is worth. You see what I'm saying? So right now, real estate's going up between 50 and 85% a year.
Yeah.
So if I'm sitting there trying to say I save in half of my salary to purchase a home.
Like each year it's going to go up more.
How many years would I ever even
Right.
catch up to be able to buy it?
Right, because the job isn't matching inflation. They don't care. Some give you like a cost of living, but it's not enough to what everything else is doing.
So
going up.
if you really live by that, you'd find a farmer somewhere to say, hey, can I get an acre of your land and put a travel trailer on it that you can pay cash for? And you'd start out like that, and then you'd hand build your own house beside it as you went. So one year you'd lay the foundation, the next year put up the walls, then the roof, and as you went, then eventually you would have a house.
Some people are impatient and they don't want to wait that long.
Right. But, you know, the system has made it where debt is basically free.
Yeah.
It's
at a lower interest rate.
the inflation is higher than debt right now.
Inflation.
So if you're sitting
It's
sitting with an interest rate of 3% and inflation is 3.5%, you're actually winning.
Yeah. So when are they going to realize that?
Right. I mean, they pretty much already realized that they just can't do anything about it because the economy would crash. And see, politics is don't let it happen on your watch. Who's blamed for the Great Recession? It's not Bush.
It's Obama.
It's Obama. Even though the causes of it happened when Clinton was in office. Right?
Obama just
So
got
it's just
lucky, I guess.
it's just that person. He got lucky. Clinton messed everything up.
I thought they were friends too.
Oh, they are.
Obama, you better check your friends.
You know.
I'm just kidding.
But Obama got blamed for that
Because it happened during his time.
because it
So happened all
the consequences of
years past.
past
Caught up.
happened in his time.
That makes sense.
Right.
Look, that's how I be doing my speech. It wasn't me. Be playing the Shaggy song in the background. You got a recession? It wasn't me. That's funny though.
But yeah, we needed a change because everybody was broke. You know. But so basically politics is let's not make it happen under our watch. So they're just printing more money, just so it looks like it's going up when really it's still the same. It's actually worse. The value of the dollar is going down and down and down.
It'll be really interesting to see.
So they're not going to raise interest rates because they don't want the economy to crash under their watch.
I mean, can everybody just keep doing that then?
What?
I mean, then the next 4 years, it could do it again. The next 4 years, it could do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when is enough, I guess? Like, when, you know what I'm saying? Like, who does it have to take, or what does event has to happen for that to stop?
Basically, the whole thing crash and burn.
Like, everybody just stop paying their mortgage, stop paying their loans back.
Well, that wouldn't do it right now because they just come repossess your stuff and sell it because the market's so hot.
Mm.
That's the difference between now and 2008. 2008, when all these houses came on the market, there was nobody there to buy them.
No, but you think now there's more people to buy
But
them.
now you got BlackRock sitting there with trillions of dollars waiting to buy everything up.
You're talking about an investment company.
Yep.
Oh. Well, they learned, I guess, from 2008.
You know? So that's going to be the difference. So the housing market's not going to crash. It's just not going to be owned by individuals.
Wow.
It's going to be owned by a big corporation.
Not that we don't have enough big corporations. Jeez.
Right.
Let's add another.
So-
Alright.
All right, so that's the reason personal finance is not taught in school,
In your opinion.
in my opinion.
Which is a good opinion.
So, that being the case, what can a normal individual do to learn about personal finance and how to navigate the world as it is today?
Reading, watching videos, knowledge, books, podcasts. But you also have to realize too, like, what the people that you're watching, are they credible people? Are they looking at your, and you know, they're not going to know your intentions, but you have to think about, I was going to say, their best intentions for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to, like, basically feel it out. Like, is this person's strategy going to be my strategy? Like, can I put myself in this situation? Can I do this? Like, the ones I know, what, Robert Kiyosaki's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big one, but he doesn't believe in debt, right?
No, he believes in a lot of debt. Dave Ramsey.
Oh, that's Dave
Ramsey
Ramsey.
is the one that doesn't believe in debt.
Mm-hmm, Dave Ramsey.
Because it's against his religion.
I mean, he broke his religion then because he was in debt before, he said.
Right. He found Jesus on the way up.
Oh.
And then begged forgiveness on the way down. Or something like that.
Okay, that's his story.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why are you looking at me like that?
But yeah, so you have to, where do you want to be? So most people's American dream is just a house, 2 cars, 2.5 kids, a dog. You know, that's their American dream. So
You got to look at.
You don't really have to look very far
for advice or content, I guess,
to
get
get
you there.
that. You know,
Mm-hmm. Where would they look?
the biggest change in that right now is that it's gone from a defined benefit plan, which means when you retire, you get a certain amount of money for the rest of your life, to a 401k or a defined contribution plan. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can put up to $18,500 into an account tax-free and have it grow, and then you pay taxes when you retire. You can take the money out. Or you can use a Roth IRA, pay taxes on the money going in, but it grows tax-free and you can take it out tax-free at 59.5. Those are called defined contribution plans. So you're only guaranteed the money that you make in those plans.
Right.
You're not guaranteed a certain amount, because what corporations found is that these payments are a big, huge liability to the corporation. When they didn't manage the money well,
they didn't have the money to pay.
They didn't have the money to pay.
That sucks.
Because mutual funds do what?
Go up or down.
80% of mutual funds lose money. So if the defined benefit plan is putting their money in mutual funds,
Dang, it was down. They didn't have the money to pay the people.
that's right. Then the
cash
the
out.
money that's guaranteed is not there.
Could you imagine being one of those people? I would be pissed.
But when they tell you to save for retirement, you're not actually saving.
You're
investing, which is
investing.
gambling.